Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Estate Planning Expert Series, where I interview financial advisors who are making estate planning a bigger part of their practice. But today's episode is going to be a bit unique because I'm interviewing Fiona Solis, who is the new community ambassador at Trust and Will, and who's also going to be taking over the series moving forward. You'll see her in our next upcoming episodes with a couple more advisors. We're going to co-host together, and then this series is going to be all hers. So today's focus is what's next? What's next for the series? What's next for financial advisors who are using estate planning in their business or maybe thinking about it? And what is next for Fiona? What are the plans ahead? So Fiona, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. This is so great. I'm super excited.
Yay. Okay, so let's let our audience know, because I always do, where are you dialing in from today? Where are you located?
All right. Not to brag, but I have to. I am in sunny San Diego, enjoying the beautiful weather in early February. So yeah, that's where I am.
It's okay, girl. You can brag a little bit. I sometimes do the same. I'm in Tampa. We're usually pretty good weather right now. So I get it. We're sunny girls. We love our sun.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I want to start by just getting to know a little bit more about your background and sort of your take on the topic of estate planning. Why did you join? All of those fun things. Then we'll get a little bit deeper into, maybe where advisors are going wrong and other perspectives that you might share and implement into this series moving forward. So to start out, for anyone who's just getting to know you, how do you describe the lens that you bring to estate planning and what drew you to this space to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is really cool. I come from a background in community management, specifically working with plaintiff attorneys. So a little bit different than the advisor world, but I do think something that's very similar about the two worlds is that advisors and attorneys, they're advocates for their clients. So I think that's what is so fantastic about the blend of the two worlds, and obviously my experience with it as well. But really what drew me to this work, what was Trust and Will itself and their mission to make, legacy planning a reality for so many people. I want to share a personal story about kind of how I got this opportunity. I just got married back in October. It was the most beautiful wedding ever. I'm obviously very, very biased, but we had our wedding up in Northern California, and we're driving back home to San Diego. And on the drive, we're reminiscing about our wedding. We're thinking about the beautiful experience that it was, and we start talking about the future. We start talking about what's next on the table for us. And during that very car ride, this opportunity with Trust and Will came on my desk. So I thought it was so serendipitous about just the topic of legacy planning and what's on the future. And I think that's just what's so exciting to me. And that's what drew me into this space.
That is such a cool story, and congratulations on getting
Thanks.
married. As you know, I also got married in November, so we're
Yes.
1 month apart, and it definitely brings up a lot of feelings and conversations, and I love that this came up in that special car ride for you. To me, that means something. So we're so glad that you're here. You're going to lead the charge, and you're going to do it so well. We all have so much confidence in you. Let's talk maybe a little bit more about how you think people think about this topic, because we know there's a lot of people that really misunderstand a lot of concepts about estate planning, maybe until they're actually in it. So what do you think those misunderstandings are? Like, what do most people get wrong about this?
Yeah, I love this question. I think in general that people might still misunderstand that estate planning, it's not just for the wealthy. It's not just for the rich and famous. This is something that is possible. This is something that every single person deserves. And I think that people think that it's this unapproachable thing. And I think that's also what is so great about Trust and Will is that that is our very mission, to make it approachable, to make it accessible, affordable, so that these steps can be started and also complete, and people can really have that peace of mind. So I think people misunderstand it in general. It can often be a very intimidating or confusing topic. And so I think that's just ties right back into the mission and really what is possible with estate planning.
Yep. And I'm just going to echo what you said earlier about tools like Trust and Will removing those barriers and making it so much simpler to actually get
Yeah.
this done. So, it's why I joined forces with Trust and Will. It's why you joined forces with Trust and Will, and it's an excellent tool. Now, why do you believe estate planning is such a natural extension of holistic financial advice? Someone who's coming in to help financial advisors grow, who are already meeting with clients. Why do you see it that way versus something that belongs in that attorney silo that you were just operating
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think financial advisors themselves don't realize that they're actually already having these conversations about family, about values, retirement, the future. These are estate planning conversations, and this is a huge opportunity for, I think, financial advisors themselves to be that bridge, to make something, that unapproachable thing we were just talking about, a
Mhm.
reality, to help these legacies be put in place. And that financial advisors work them itself is part of the legacy. So I think that is really why it blends so perfectly, and it doesn't have to be this separate silo.
Absolutely. Like you said, they're having these conversations. They're truly at the heart of people's financial home, truthfully.
Yeah.
And they're often creating these, emotional, deeper relationships with their clients where maybe it does become a bit lighter of a topic to dive into. And it's not something that feels, so cold or a hard, challenging conversation to have with that
Yeah.
relationship already there. Okay,
Yeah.
so as you step into this role, what's one area of estate planning where you see that advisors hesitate the most, and how do you hope to help change that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that financial advisors might hesitate because, one, they might think they don't belong. And two, I think that they don't realize how much clients themselves actually want this from their financial advisor. And I'll share a specific study actually that Trust and Will put on last year in 2025 about the relationship between financial advisors and clients. And the study found that actually 70% of people expect estate planning to be involved in the financial advisor offering in some capacity. And that's so strong. And not only that, in that same study, 40% of clients would actually switch to an advisor who offers estate planning. So I think the takeaway from that, especially for financial advisors, is this is a huge opportunity, not only to, dive in deeper with their clients, but this is a business opportunity too. You can really, gain so much knowledge, so much expertise, and grow your practice through estate planning. So yeah, I think that advisors need to know it's possible, they do belong, and they do have a place, and that their clients want it from them.
That is well said. I love that you brought the data into it as well. There
Yeah.
is so much eye opening data on this topic as it pertains to the advisor client relationship that advisors should pay attention to, right? That we're going to try to draw more attention to as we move forward. Let's talk about what's coming up, what's ahead of us. So, as I mentioned earlier, you and I will be co hosting a couple of upcoming conversations together. I'm super excited about it. And then you'll be taking the reins from here. So, what can advisors and everyone in our audience expect from you as a guide and educator moving forward?
Well, first, I know I keep saying I'm so excited, but this is going to be really wonderful and exciting because yes, I'm going to be this educator, but I also really see myself as a student. I think that
Mhm.
advisors and, nonprofit partners, attorneys, they're the true educators. So what I really want to do is help spotlight them, help bring their stories to life. I think that I we have this opportunity to know what kind of conversations they're having, what results are they seeing from that, and that's really what I want to tune into. I also think, from a community management standpoint, that's where my background is. There's a lot of opportunity here to have more peer on peer conversation, more just experiences with one another. I think that the advisor space and these professionals really like to lean on one another. So
Mhm.
I hope to foster that environment, and obviously within the context of Trust and Will and the advisors and the partners that we work with.
And you're going to do such an incredible job. As I said, like we're all so confident in your abilities and the way you can connect people and take information and soak it in and then spit it back out in an easy
Yeah.
to understand way, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's really important when it comes to this topic. So thank you, Fiona, for coming on the show and for sharing more about who you are. I'm sure anyone who's tuning in is very excited as well to see you grow into this role, to learn and also
Yeah.
to help them learn, right? It's a two-way
Yep.
street. And I know you're going to do such a great job. If
Thank
you
you.
don't already follow Fiona, please follow her. She'll be tagged in this post here on LinkedIn if you're tuning in from LinkedIn. And if there's any other ways to follow her, we'll be sure to include that information in the post. And of course, through all the Trust and Will channels. If you're not subscribed to our email list or you want to tune into more content where you'll definitely be seeing Fiona ahead, go ahead and head over to trustandwill.com/advisors. You can also scan this QR code here down at the bottom of the screen. And again, thank you so much, Fiona. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. We hope